When demolition took down the old hospital building at Roswell Park Cancer Institute on February 18, 2001, it not only symbolized the transition from the 20th century to the 21st, but also marked the beginning of a new era in the fight against cancer. A new era in which individual players in the scientific, medical, and academic disciplines that make up Roswell Park Cancer Institute have come together, working in concert for a cure.
When I found out how serious my illness was, I knew I wanted the best. And I was offered other hospitals, I was offered chemotherapy at different locations, but I knew Roswell in my own backyard, literally, there was no question of where I was going to go. I felt that they cared about me from the very beginning, from the moment I walked in the door. And that made all the difference in the world, and I knew I had chosen the right place. And then I felt safe, and I had trust in the people that were going to take care of me, and that was important.
Since its founding in 1898, collaboration has been the keynote at Roswell Park Cancer Institute. Dr. Roswell Park, a University of Buffalo professor of surgery, joined forces with the publisher and founder of the Buffalo Evening News, Mr. Edward H. Butler Sr., to create a facility which became the model for the modern cancer center and the first of its kind in the country. A center for innovations like the first chemotherapy studies in the nation, pioneering studies on the link between smoking and lung cancer, the development of the PSA blood test for prostate-specific antigen, and photodynamic therapy, or PDT, which uses laser light to treat tumors. Year in and year out, Roswell has been ranked by patients, peers, and the press as one of the nation's top cancer hospitals and home to some of the best doctors in America. And because of its ability to translate drugs from laboratory development directly to the hospital bedside, Roswell is one of only a handful of cancer centers that can offer its patients more and better treatment options, outcomes, and care.
When you can not only do science, so you can be excited about some scientific discovery, but then the notion that that scientific discovery actually is going to help somebody. I mean, think about that. It's a great thing, and so I love what I do, and I'm very grateful for that. I work too hard because of that, but that's a different story.
The care that I got when I was here was excellent. From the nurses' aides, from the nurses, from the doctors on up. Everybody was so wonderful for me. I didn't want for anything. I really didn't.
As the only National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center in upstate New York, and one of fewer than 40 in the nation, Roswell Park plays a leading role in cancer prevention, patient care, research, and education. Since 1950, the Institute has trained more than 5,000 oncologists and conferred more than 1,500 advanced degrees through the Roswell Park Graduate Division of the State University of New York at Buffalo. As a research center, Roswell scientists played a key role in the completion of the Human Genome Map in 2001 and continue their commitment to finding a cure using state-of-the-art microarray technologies that allow them to look at tens of thousands of genes simultaneously. Roswell-developed photodynamic therapy has been adopted for use in Europe, Japan, and more than 100 centers in the United States. And Roswell research into the use of vitamin D for treating men with advanced prostate cancer shows great promise for the future.
Last December, my cancer recurred, and unfortunately came back with a vengeance. And it went into my bone mets, my sacrum. And meanwhile, thanks to Roswell, they've done an incredible job of recruiting and bringing top flight people from in the cancer field all over the country into Roswell in the last couple of years. And one of them has been Dr. Donald Trump, Skip Trump. And right now he's my oncologist, and he's one of the top guys in the country.
The new treatments that have been developed in the last 10 years have allowed us to cure many more patients and to delay the progression of cancer dramatically, such that we're now beginning to approach cancer more and more often as a chronic disease, a disease whose complications need to be managed, but one that's not an immediate death sentence.
The team approach to cancer care is most visible in Roswell Park's multidisciplinary treatment centers, which offer streamlined and coordinated care to over 24,000 patients each year through 4,200 hospital admissions and nearly 162,000 outpatient visits. Medical teams from disciplines such as surgery, medical oncology, and radiotherapy now work in specific disease-centered locations and collaborate and meet with researchers on a regular basis. Working in and out of these multidisciplinary centers are the more than 150 new physicians and scientists who have come to Roswell Park over the past few years from leading institutions across the country and throughout the world to offer the very real promise of the newest treatment options, options like robotic and video-assisted surgery.
I think video-assisted surgery, because it is minimally invasive, allows people to not only return to their lives but also move on and get other types of cancer therapy, if needed, a lot sooner. That might have a beneficial effect on their quality of life as well as their survival and chance of being cured of cancer.
I just feel so blessed to have all of the people who I've met through the Alliance. And I've watched other friendships form. I've seen people come together, and I've seen lives truly get better for what they're doing. And obviously the other great benefit to that is that the hospital is that much better off. So I think they're the greatest. I love them.
Founded in the early 90s, the Roswell Park Alliance and the Alliance Foundation have raised over $160 million thus far for new research, equipment, and quality of life programs through such volunteer-run fundraising ventures as the Holiday Card and Gift Program, the popular Heard About Buffalo Summer 2000 Public Art Exhibit, the annual All-Star Night Black Tie Gala, the Ride for Roswell cycling event started in 1996, Chip In for Carly's Club, Bosom Buddies Breast Cancer Walk, and dozens of other Roswell Teen Cure events and fundraisers organized by individuals, families, and friends. The Western New York delegation of our state legislature has historically been a bedrock of support for the Institute, as have the hundreds of volunteers who help patients and visitors 365 days a year, and the many philanthropists whose gifts have helped elevate not only Roswell Park's quality of care, but also its stature as a world-class comprehensive cancer center.
Roswell Park is committed to being a better and better cancer research and cancer care institute. We have a vision to become a top-tier cancer center. We have the track record for showing that accomplishment and the support of the community and partnerships in our region to enable that collaborative research. So the future is extremely bright, and there's no doubt in my mind that great things will be done at Roswell Park in the field of science, cancer prevention, and the care of cancer patients.
Heart, intellect, vision, drive, and a commitment to end the suffering caused by a particular type of disease. This is what it means to say, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Playing in the same key, playing from the same page. A reborn Roswell Park is now in its third century of serving Western New York and the world. Its educators and researchers, volunteers, physicians, and friends, all working in concert for a cure.